I was sentenced to death at the age of 21 for the rape and murder of a woman I never met in my life. He sentenced me to death without ever looking me in the face.
Whoa, that's
And
awful.
look at this body. I'm
Whoa.
64 years old. I had over 50 cage fights.
Whoa.
And did you spend time in the glass bubble? Oh, Nick.
Show me a man that's been broken 1,000 times, and I can show you Nick Yarris, who's been rebuilt 1,001 times. Look, the greatest challenge of my life wasn't death row. It was freedom after death row. I helped Norman Johnson escape from Huntington State Prison, my prison where I was on death row.
Hey.
We got you, Nick. We got you.
Yeah, I'm sitting behind the Vista Theater.
Oh.
Like, that's my RV I'm living in. And I met Sean Penn there Friday, and he took his tooth out for me.
No
like, this is good.
shit, that is madness.
I know. I walked up to Sean Penn. They were doing a thing for Michael Madsen at the Vista Theater that is owned by Quentin Tarantino. I said, look, I really apologize, Sean. I'm kind of like spitting because I got this dental work going on. He goes, no shit. Look what happened this morning. And he took his tooth out and he showed me his tooth. And I was like, this is crazy. So it's a mad life that I'm having right now, gentlemen.
Sounds like it, mate.
Totally. And I think that's a good way to segue into why we've got you on. Now, Nick, before we crack into things, we want you to know, Will and I have tried to stay away from your story. So we, like the audience that are listening right now, we don't know a lot about this, so we'll be learning this as the audience learns it. So,
this is good.
The first question,
Nick,
newbies,
you ready?
Yeah, mate, we are ready. You shouldn't be alive, Nick. Tell us why.
Okay, so other than being shot, stabbed, strangled, run over by a car, hanging myself in a prison cell, and all kind of mayhem, I was sentenced to death at the age of 21 for the rape and murder of a woman I never met in my life. I spent 23 years on death row in solitary confinement, and I escaped from death row at one point in 1985. I was on the FBI's most wanted list for 25 days until I turned myself back in, and they put me on death row next to Ted Bundy for the next 8 months. So me and Ted became acquainted when he spit on me when I played with him and taunted him. So, and then I went back to death row. I got beaten severely, contracted hepatitis C. I was dying of the illness when I asked to be executed. And in the 25th hour, they gave me the DNA finally that proved my innocence.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I don't think I've experienced 40 seconds like that in my life, just hearing all of that. Truth almighty, Nick. So if we can just go...
I took it easy on you. I know.
Nick, if we can go back to step one here. So you are wrongly accused of rape and murder of someone you have never met before.
Yeah, and through the folly of the following incidents, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'll help you.
Yeah.
So at the age of 20, I was driving a stolen car. I was a tearaway. I wasn't listening to my folks. I was high on drugs. I got pulled over by a policeman who beat the hell out of me, took me and pulled his gun out. We had a fight. And then he lied on me and said that I tried to murder him and all this crazy stuff. So I get thrown into prison, and a guy that was guilty of burglarizing the prosecutor's home said that I confessed to him of the rape and murder of a woman in the area, right? So he could get out of his charges. And so I went to trial for the first charges, and the jury found me not guilty for that policeman lying on me. So then they started seeking the death penalty out of vengeance, and they gave me a 3-day murder trial, including the time it took to yeah, I know. So they sentenced me to die after the jury went out for a dinner break, and they all had dinner at the Wagon Wheel restaurant. They came back and gave me the death penalty. So I was only 21 years old. And the crazy thing was, Will, the courthouse was struck by lightning the day I was sentenced to death, and it knocked all the power out.
Whoa.
And I swear to God, it's in the newspapers and everything. And I was taken upstairs, and I was looking at all the people in the courtyard below. And there was no sound because no air conditioning or anything. And they were all looking up at me. and they all started making noises and stuff. But I heard this thing in my head said, look them in the eye. So when I went back in the courtroom, and it's in the newspapers, the judge couldn't look me in the eye. No one could look me in the eye. And he sentenced me to death without ever looking me in the face.
Whoa, that's awful.
And
God, Nick.
That's horrible, man.
man, if you think it's so deep that every member of the jury that sentenced me to death is now dead.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Wow.
You can't make it up. You can't.
You
You can't make any of this up.
So, Nick, you had
So
22 years in prison. What was that like?
in solitary confinement,
In solitary.
every bit of it was in solitary. Yeah, man, 23 hours a day, 24 hours a day, all locked down.
What is that? What is that
So
like?
I
What
s-
is that? How do you deal with that? I mean, I've got so many questions around. Like, what's the first thing that comes to
I
mind
became-
when you think of that
okay.
time?
I found out two things about myself. One, you can't go against your nature. If you're a loving person, nothing will change that. If you're a kind person, you'll be a kind person no matter what.
Yeah.
So I did this remarkable thing. I've read over 9,400 books before I turned the journal over, documenting each book that I read to my lawyers. And then I got other prisoners off of death row by doing their legal work, and I helped men that were mentally ill hang on as best they could.
Oh,
In
man.
total, I got 3 men off the death row and 4 men out of the gallows themselves by my efforts.
Oh, Nick, that is.
I became I was the foremost knowledgeable person in DNA. I was pen pals with Sir Alec Jeffreys from Leicester University, who invented DNA testing. For 12 years, that man guided me through the process of learning DNA.
Oh my
I've-
God.
I've read all of the world's religions. I can't tell you the name, but I think you guys will be clever enough. If I made an avatar of myself, maybe that person would be now accepting the role to play me in a major motion picture coming soon.
Whoa.
I can't tell any-
Whoa, if I
Yeah,
were an
boy.
avatar, I think I've put two and two together.
Hey,
that
shut
is
the up.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry for-
sorry, but I can actually see the likeness looking at your face as well, which that is awesome. And sorry, just-
Right. And I can't say anything, but I just found out, and it's amazing that I'm on the cusp of going from an RV that was given to me on the Native American reservation to going and having housing and finally getting
Shit,
from
yeah, man.
the devastation that
Oh.
I know. I've been homeless the last 4 years,
Oh
man.
man, I'm just actually speaking of playing you. So you mentioned this before, but Adrian Brody is currently starring as you in this play called The Fear of 13
And he's going to do it again.
in London.
Yeah. And next spring, we're bringing it to New York City now. Go ahead.
Adrian is doing it because apparently someone sent him the script and he said, "I couldn't get through this script without crying." So
With a crying. Yeah, I know. I hung out with him in London. Look, I ain't supposed to say this, but he took no money for playing me for months in London, and he gave me that money.
Oh
Wow.
whoa.
wow.
This is a genteel man. Do you understand?
Yeah, he seems.
You know you don't get paid a lot in the theater anyway, but he said, Nick, I can't take money from your hands. I love you, man.
Wow. This is
He did a-
Oscar winning
he did
Adrian
it
Brody
like a
as well.
7 I know. He did a 7-minute soliloquy during the play. And I was the one that got him in trouble by telling him to go to the Oscars and own it and don't flinch up and like be bold. And I want you to say what you have to say no matter what. And that's why he said what he did. So
Is
Yes.
Adrian a little annoyed though, Nick, that he's now not the one who's going to be in the film?
no. Adrian's doing the play because he loves the art. And this has nothing. The movie about my life is called Conviction by the same people who did the movie The Sound of Freedom. And it's a very Angel Studios and 360 Media. So Adrian is doing the play, and they might make a movie based on the play because it's so unique.
Right.
Look, it was done in the Donmar Theater with only 250 seats, and you were right in it. It was just like Titus Andronicus in that it was interactive to the audience. Members of the audience pretended to be juror members, then read out my verdict of guilt. It was mind-boggling to watch this beautiful, talented man be me on stage. And I had the honor of going and performing on stage after a special night.
Wow.
And so I went up on stage and I did this really cool thing. Hold on for 1 minute.
Okay. We got you.
Harley Davidson's. All right. So I went up on stage and I read a fictional love letter to the woman that I was married to in prison. And then I queued up the song Hold On to Your Heart by Man Man. And I walked off the stage with a beautiful woman telling the audience that I wanted to fulfill being the hero of my own story, like in the many thousands of books that I read.
Wow.
I wanted to have that panache, that ability to walk out in that moment. I didn't want to sell books and hang out afterwards and meet everybody. I went off to the Londoner in downtown London and had made love to the woman I was in love with, man.
Oh, it's beautiful, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we took a rickshaw across town, man.
I love that.
It's like all your dreams come true.
Hey, Nick, I'm interested, a bit of a side note, I suppose, but you, in your 22 years in solitary confinement and death row, you said you read 9,400 books. Is that right?
That's correct.
What was the best one?
The best ones, the Prophet by Khalil Gibran.
Oh, yeah, that's a big
because he lost his whole family while writing it.
That's a great book.
Lebanese immigrant.
His
whole family perished from tuberculosis while I read it.
That's an incredible book.
So
yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Alexander Dumas, The Count of
Monte Cristo, because that's you. That's
Happy
you.
On,
That would have given you so much. There's a new movie about that, actually, a new French movie about that.
Ain't that something? So I love Anton de Saint-Exupéry, The Little Prince.
Oh yeah, Le Petit
Beautiful
Prince.
book.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, man. Oh, I've read so many different books. I've read everything from Kierkegaard to 6 years of psychology studies.
Wow.
I worked my ass off. I figured if they're going to waste my time, I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow, such an amazing attitude. When you're on death row for so many years, Nick, are you living day to day not knowing that, it could be your last day? Or do you have an idea?
No, man. No, look, I had a hustle going. I was selling legal work. I was selling schoolwork. I was a donut magnet. I was a football gambling. I grew up in death row. I ran the place, man. I did 12 years in a unit that the average rate of survival was only 5, man. Whoa. They made me cage fight for money. Look at this body. I'm 64 years old.
You are in
64,
extraordinary shape. You're in extraordinary shape.
I know. It's called Kundalini Yoga, and I'm a master of martial arts that makes me one of the most deadly people on the street. I ain't bragging. I would never hurt anybody, but I had over 50 cage fights.
Whoa. Wow.
Sorry, this is in prison. In prison?
Yeah, they were making me fight because I'm 6'2". And I weighed over 200 pounds. I was able to make them money.
Oh,
a lot of the white kids that were on death row couldn't fight.
Oh my, this is just, I can't wait for this movie.
Hey, Nick, I'm reading here that you didn't talk for 2 years. What's that about?
I wasn't allowed to speak in my cell for the first 2 years. If they caught you speaking, they came into your cell, they put a football helmet on a nurse and a flak jacket, and 4 men ran into your cell wearing riot gear. They beat you down, and then she ran in and stabbed you in the ass with a needle, and you lost a week of your life. And then if you talk again after that, they put you in the glass bubble, which was a glass brick cell where they kept the lights on 24 hours a day and made you stand up every 15 minutes for a head count until you went out of your mind.
Oh.
So
did you spend time in the glass bubble? Oh, Nick. Oh, mate.
That's full on, man.
I lasted as long as I could. They call it the whiteout. You can't keep going. They keep waking you up, and then they beat you, and they wake you. So I did 3 days. That was a long record at one point.
Nick.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry. That's knowing that you were innocent as well. I just can't even imagine how hard.
It made me so powerful because I didn't belong there. But I paid for everything I did as a kid, All the times I let my mom and dad down, I paid for all that. Every lie, every broken window. I made good,
I'm so sorry.
I got a break, No, don't be, because I love it that I'm still allowed to have a human heart that lets me cry. When you stop crying, there's nothing left, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
That's so unfair.
I've been through so many. I know, but look, I'm the same guy. I had my 6-month-old baby died in my arms in 2016. I came back from that. That was horrible to have a SIDS death where you put the baby down for a nap and then she dies. So I've been through so much more than death row, man. Fuck it.
That sucks. I'm so sorry.
No, it doesn't. It's made. Listen, life is suffering.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that life makes you beautiful, then you're missing the point. I've been through so many things that most people be crazy in the head over, and yet I go around the world teaching about neuroplasticity healing, and I get people to stop doing drugs, don't hurt themselves, come back to being loving. Want to know why? Because we're all looking for someone stronger than us to say, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Show me a man that's been broken 1,000 times, and I can show you Nick Yarris who's been rebuilt 1,001 times.
This is just so powerful for people to hear, Nick. Everyone needs to hear you talk. Everyone needs to hear your story.
I'm so glad I'm getting this film done so I can go back to speaking. I have had the honor. This is crazy. I worked so hard on my education. Within 10 months of my release, I was on the stage in the Colosseum of Rome addressing 20,000 people. What a remarkable feat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There I was. I spoken before the United Nations in Geneva, major universities around the world, and I have a platform based on neuroplasticity healing where I am proof positive that I can help erase any PTSD because I should be mentally destroyed, and yet I thrive. I just written a brand new television series based on my experiences called Kings of the Gallows, and we're having a script produced about it now with a production team. I've used every experience of my life for a betterment, not a detriment. You understand?
Yeah, 100%, Nick. 100%.
Yeah, man. Love that.
Oh, Nick, this is just
what a wonderful treat. And I got Mikey Perry. So Mikey Perry is helping me make a documentary about my friend with cancer. I got a remarkable story for you guys.
Yeah, please.
I met a guy. I got a guy who was dealing with cancer in which everybody else that had it wiped him out. And he's been living with it for 11 years, and they keep telling him every 6 months he's going to die. And he's so cool. He's like, Doc, I'm going off. I'll be back in 6 months. Don't do any skydiving because I don't want you to die before I come back. You know what I mean? A remarkable character, and his name is Alex. And me and Mikey Perry, who lives down in Australia, are making a documentary about his life called Why Don't You Just Kill Yourself? Because people have had to cheat to ask my friend that.
Wow. But if that means...
I met Mikey Perry because of a bag of jelly beans in England. And he flew back. This is crazy. He flies back to England. I mean, he flies back to Australia. He comes to Los Angeles for work. He flies up to Washington. He films all of the work with Alex. It's crazy. Never in a million years can you believe that because I had a bag of jelly beans, I'd made a dude living in Australia who would fly back home, come to Washington State, make a documentary with me about my friend. We're going to finish it by taking it to Scotland this year. This is crazy. That's my life, and it's normal.
But it's just I can feel everything in your life. It's like you're making the most of every single moment
for me, man.
You know, but
Sean Penn took a tooth out for me, man.
But it's like all these opportunities are in front of all of us, but only you take them.
All right, so
because
here's
you
the
know
crazy
how
thing.
precious it is.
Sean Penn was married to Madonna when he made the movie with Christopher Walken called At Close Range about the Johnston brothers. I helped Norman Johnson escape from Huntington State Prison, my prison where I was on death row. So I tell him, like, Sean, I helped Norman escape. He goes, I heard. This is crazy. So there you go.
Nick, I feel like there's so much we could ask you. I kind of just want to keep like these Hail Marys.
Bring me back on. I don't care. I need to do this because I haven't spoken in a while.
What's the wildest thing that you've seen in your time? What's the wildest thing you've seen? What's the most
screwdriver sticking out of a kid's head?
Oh, did not see that coming. Wow.
On my first week of prison, I was walking through the block and I saw the curtain move in this cell. And they say don't go near the cells, don't look in them. But I couldn't help it, And I pushed the curtain back and I walked in. There was a kid sitting there. He couldn't have been more than 18.
Whoa.
And he's looked at me. He he said, "Am I going to be okay?" And I said, "I'm going to go get help." And he slumped over.
Oh man,
And
that's so
I
gnarly.
felt bad. I felt so horrible because I lied to him, didn't I?
Yeah.
But did I do him right or not? But
Yeah.
that really, yeah. I've watched so many people die in prison. It's crazy.
Oh.
And what's
I've
the
had
most
my throat slit.
what's the most beautiful thing you've seen?
Man, I've seen myself. I hate to say this, but I've seen myself find love.
Mm.
I saw within myself an ability to love myself when they told me I was worthless and that they were going to murder me.
Mm.
That's so
And that was the
nice.
most beautiful thing I could ever see because it's something that has never left me.
Mm.
Oh, that's so good, Nick. I'm so happy for you.
What's
so happy for
what's
you,
the
Nick.
first thing you did when you walked out of prison, Nick? So you've had 23 years. You're in solitary confinement. What's the first thing you did? Where's the first place you went?
Well, they botched my release. They told me goodbye, shook my hand, got me to the last barrier and said, "Oops, we fucked up on the paperwork. We got to take you back."
No,
You're lying.
Nick, are you kidding?
So
What?
5.5 hours later, when
Oh.
they finally released me,
Yeah.
I walked out and it was crazy. My parents were there, my ex-wife who left me while I was on death row to die, my spiritual advisor, and we all went to the Cracker Barrel, but I couldn't eat. My father said, "Come on, let's go outside so we just calm down," because it was an emotional day. They botched my release for me, you know?
Yeah.
So my father was sitting there and he said, "Money's changed." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Money's got like secret things in it." And he gave me a $20 bill and to look at. And I looked at the security thing in the note. Then I folded it up. I put it in my pocket and I laughed at him. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Hey, I'm still your little boy. You got to take care of me, right?" And then he said, "Look, I'm dying to ask you this." He goes, "But what's the one thing you can look around right now and everything, like it's the one thing that's changed?" And I looked around the parking lot and I said, "Poppy, it's hubcaps. Ain't no more hubcaps. Everything's alloy wheels." He said, "Son of a bitch, I didn't even pay attention." He said, "They're all gone." So there you go.
Oh,
I was so new to the world that when I got out, I had to use the newspaper to go to the DMV to get a driver's license or an ID card.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you didn't know how
I
to use
didn't
a phone.
exist in a computer.
Yeah.
No, I did. I was technologically savvy because I was in the law library, and I was able to work right away on a computer because I was technologically advanced. I worked so hard for my freedom. Look, the greatest challenge of my life wasn't death row. It was freedom after death row.
Yeah,
You get
I've
it?
heard this.
Yeah.
I've heard this is really tough.
I have zero perspective on that.
80%. All right, here's a perspective. 80% of men who served more than 20 years in solitary confinement try to kill themselves within the first 5 years.
That's right.
80% try to kill themselves.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's
It's called survivor's guilt.
What's survivor's guilt? Okay, so what's the number one thing of freedom which is so difficult to be dealing with, Nick?
Pussy. I mean, excuse me. Women.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, just in
Look,
general,
they
or
don't
like,
operate
what's the
Well, they don't play fair. They're worse than death row prisoners, but man, they're great at making you feel like you're like the shit. You know what I mean? So, look,
well, they don't
dude,
play by the rules.
No, man.
That's
I've
what's
been
great
married
about them,
4
though, right?
times, and I bought. Yeah, because I'm like hypersexual and I'm like a romanticist and I'm all the dangerous things that you can be for a man, which makes women go crazy because I'm eloquent, I'm charming, I can dress nicely, I can hit all the buttons, right?
Yeah.
But I've just had a misfortune of having catastrophe after catastrophe in the past, you know?
Yeah.
It's got wild. I've had women break into my house and stay there all weekend because it was so good.
Are you currently in a relationship?
God,
Are you in a relationship now, Nick, or are you single?
Yeah, I got someone in my life that I'm truly and madly in love with. So
Beautiful.
It's like 15 hours at a time when we're at it. So
wow.
I got some kind of crazy thing. I know. Listen, I swear to God, I look
15
like I'm 40
hours.
years old because I went into stasis. Like I could fuck forever. I'm sorry, I'm being honest. I don't need a blue pill. I'd kill something if I took one of those things. I'm afraid to. I don't know what happened, but I think severe denial and deprivation made me hypersexual, and I could just rock it just for hours, man.
Yeah, that's it. You're
That's-
out now.
Wow.
Okay, this is going to be a weird question, Nick, but it feels like there are so many. I'm thinking about the little boy you were telling me that got pulled over when he was pulling drugs, when he was high on drugs at the start of this story, that then got falsely convicted, etc. And now I'm looking at you now. There's obviously a gulf between who you were then and who you are now. Do you think that
Yeah.
you would be as beautifully positive and transparent and articulate and full of love as you are now,
No,
as if you
no.
hadn't have
Look,
gone
I
through
was a
all
complete.
this?
I was a complete wreckage all my life because at the age of 7, a man in my neighborhood beat me in the head with a rock and raped me and left me with aphasia. So
Jesus,
I was disadvantaged all along. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
I
So-
became a drug addict. That's how I ended up in trouble. But that's okay. Because to your point, and this is wonderful, I recognize because both my brothers, all my childhood friends are all dead.
Oh.
I only survived the AIDS epidemic and the crack epidemic and the violence that took out all 27 of my friends, and I'm
Because
the
you
only
went to
survivor.
jail.
God put me not only in jail, but he put me on death row so I couldn't be in population and
Yeah.
get murdered.
Wow. So again, a step further maybe, but are you grateful for your time on death row?
It's one of the greatest experiences of my life. I'm so happy that I got to become a knowledgeable, autodidactic, educated man. I'm more knowledgeable than most people when I walk in the room, so I can hold my own, whether I'm talking to a physics professor or I'm talking to a history professor. At some point, I am knowledgeable enough to feel comfortable. And that's an achievement because the greatest achievement you can make in life is to get through life without being mentally, just, I guess, depleted is the word, right?
Yeah.
You're sucked dry by all your experience. No, man, I love the fact that like I have such an impact on people. I have friends that all over the world who really relate to me and they love me and they care about me. And that's because I keep putting out the positivity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can feel it.
Look, I
We've
just
all
went
felt it.
through 12 hours of oral surgery. See all this?
Uh-huh.
This is all right. So this is how I got Sean Penn to take his tooth out. I just went through free $50,000 worth of dental work that was donated to me when this kid named Nima saw me on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about the guards after my escape kicked my teeth in as a punishment for escaping.
Yeah.
And him and his father, who's a dentist, did all my work. They got 10 metal rods inserted into my face right now, man.
Wow.
And I have to go through another procedure next week to get the new set, and I'll almost be done at the end of the year. But look how beautiful.
They look good, man. They
Those
look
chompers.
good.
It's crazy.
They look good.
I know I have to learn to speak again, but that's what I'm talking about. You see, if I was a bitter pill, I wouldn't have got no help like that.
Yeah. Oh, Nick,
Nick, it's been awesome, man.
I feel so lucky to be able to call you a friend now. Nick,
Yeah.
this has been one of the best interviews I've ever been a part of,
Yeah,
Nick. Thank
same.
you so much for the time.
Yeah.
I love the organic nature of it all, and thank you for being patient with me and overriding you at times. But I kind of knew where we were going to go, little brothers, and I needed to get there with you. You know what I mean?
100%. It was so good to
What
do
a
the ride with you.
That was awesome.
Nick.
That was really awesome.
I've
Yeah.
never been to Australia, but I dream of coming down there, man. I would really love to experience that.
Please
Dude,
please reach out. If
We'd love to hang out. We'd love to.
Yeah.
Nick, it's been a pleasure. I think we're all in awe of you. You're inspiring, man. You really are. So congratulations on
Thank you.
finding yourself in a place where a lot of people would lose themselves and turning it into something beautiful. That will be a legacy for so many people to admire.
Here goes, boys. You've been listening to the Will and Woody Show on iHeartRadio from Australia.
See you, Nick.
Have a good day. Bye.
See you,
Bye.
Nick.
Bye. Bye.
We love you, mate. Bye.